Hi everybody, it's Janice from the Indianola Public Library. I have another craft for us to do. I actually changed my mind. I was going to show you how to finger knit, but then it became apparent that I'm not really very good at finger knitting, so I came up with something entirely different. Not entirely different, we're still knitting. But we're going to use toilet paper rolls and popsicle sticks to do our knitting because that way you don't have to worry about it falling off your fingers, which is what kept happening to me. There's a couple of different ways that you can do it. You can do multiples of 2 for your popsicle sticks. So I'm going to show you how to do the one with 4 sticks, but I've also made one with 6 sticks and it makes it a little bit different. And then I also made one with 8 sticks and that makes it even more different. Anyway, the 8 and the 6 take a lot longer, so be prepared for that. 4 is pretty quick. So what we're going to do is get 4 popsicle sticks and 1 toilet paper roll, and we're just going to tape the popsicle sticks on, leave about 1 inch off the top of the toilet paper roll for each one, and you're going to want them spaced about evenly. So I put 1 on and then I go to the opposite side and put it at about the same spot on the other side so that it's halfway. And then go right in between them for the 3rd. And the 4th. And if you have a hot glue gun available, you know, you can hot glue these on so that they are a little bit more steady, because this will kind of wiggle around a little bit. For the bigger ones, I used some heavier duty tape to hold it on there. I'm not really going to worry about that for these because it's, like I said, it's pretty quick. So just get those on there, and that is what that looks like. And then you will get your yarn and just feed one end through to the bottom, and then I kind of tape that end on there just to keep it so it doesn't pull up when I'm knitting. So I just tape that on and leave a little bit of slack just so that it has you have some room to work with. And then you're just wrapping it around each of these sticks. So you'll come up the right side, go around, and go to the next one. Around, around, and around. Okay, so now we're back to the first one that we did. So then we're going to put it around again and bring it to the next one. But this time we are going to pull that bottom loop up, and this is why you need to leave some slack. You need to pull that bottom loop up and over. My hands are in the way so you can't really see. Up and over. And it'll get a little bit easier the farther in you get, like the more that you knit. Just bring it around, make that loop, and then bring the bottom one up and over. And then once you've got a little ways in, you can pull the tail that you left, and that'll kind of tighten these up, but I'm not going to do that yet because we're not quite far enough in. Probably want like 3 or 4 stitches on there before you start pulling on it. But it's pretty easy. It's the same motion, and no matter how many sticks you have on there, like I said, you want them multiples of 2, so 4, 6, 8. 8 got pretty crowded. I don't know that I could have fit 10 on there, but if you have a bigger roll, maybe you could even fit 10 or 12, but that would take a long time. So just be aware that the more sticks you have, the longer it's going to take to get it to any kind of length. Okay, so now I'm going to pull on this little tail and just kind of tighten those up just a little bit. Probably couldn't tell that it did anything, but... And I'm just going to keep knitting so that you can see what it looks like as you get a little farther. As you're knitting, after you bring it around, bring it to the next stick so that you know where you are. If you happen to have to move your yarn or something and you glance away from where you are, that way you can kind of keep track. And the thicker your yarn is, the faster it will go. I got some pretty thin string here, So it's going to take a little bit. And there we go. It's kind of starting to come out. It's a pretty loose because this is pretty thin yarn. My thicker yarn, it looks a lot thicker like that. So then what you're going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and tie this one off just so I can show you. It's not as long as I would want it. I would want it a lot longer than that, but I'm going to show you how to do the tying off. So you will have some of your yarn and leave a length of it because you can trim it off later, but you want enough to work with. So just kind of cut that, and then you're going to very carefully pull these off and slip that yarn through there. And you might need a grown-up to help you with this. It kind of gets a little fussy, but each one of these you'll pull off and you'll just slip that end of that yarn through and pull it so that it gets tight. Don't pull it too hard until you've got them all tied off. And oops, I lost one. I think it is that one right there. It slipped off, so you do want to be kind of careful. And then you'll pull those, and they will knot, and you can tie another knot or have somebody have a grown-up help you tie one more knot just at the end. I like to do that just to make sure, because I don't want to work that hard for all of those minutes that it takes to make these things, and then have it just pull apart. That would be no good at all. So just one more knot, and there you go. And then you can just trim off that. And you can make all kinds of fun stuff with these things. If you made a bunch of them about the same length, you could make an octopus. You could make snakes. If you had some beads, you could put some little bead eyes on there and maybe some felt for a tongue or something. You can do all kinds of fun stuff with them, and it's just a nice fun thing to do while you're sitting and thinking. So that is our craft for today. Remember to join us on Thursdays for story time. So see you next time. Bye.